So we talked a little bit about process and making sure that your package is competitive. I think that's really critical. So let's talk a little bit about CDPs. And a couple of you mentioned that you are thinking about CDPs. These are really for folks who are interested in the SES but have a need for some kind of leadership development or gaps in their experience, right? Lots of agencies have CDPs. As everybody knows, DHS has one. DHS's CDP gets about 800 to 1,200 applications every single year. But there are other agencies with CDPs as well. In fact, just last week, I think it was last week, maybe it's this week, the Treasury Department has a couple of CDPs that are open to everyone to apply to. Last year, USDA had a couple of CDP programs. Commerce has them, state has them, OMB has them, etc. So truthfully, if you're interested in this direction, you know, a CDP is worth looking at. A CDP is not a requirement for getting an SES job. Okay? But some agencies really like CDPs and want all of their future SESs to go through it, but not every agency really cares. This is pretty competitive. CDPs have to last a minimum of 12 months. You put together an IDP or an executive development plan, EDP. You have 80 hours of formal training. Most CDP programs are using the American University program. 4 months as an acting SES, and you get an executive mentor. The nice thing about that 4-month developmental assignment is it gives you a great opportunity to broaden your exposure. Somebody mentioned how critical it is to work for more than one agency or have more than one job, or if you're in one agency, move around a lot to get broader perspective. I have seen people do CDPs at private sector organizations, not-for-profits. I've seen them do CDPs in state and local government. So it's a real opportunity to kind of spread your wings and bring a little more interest and perspective to the table. The nice thing about a CDP is that you do your ECQs before you finish the program, and once you have done your ECQs, they actually go to OPM. OPM blesses them, and then you are eligible for non-competitive appointment to the SES. So that's a real plus, because there's no expiration date or sell-by date on your ECQs. Now, one thing I want to caution you about is that in order to have your ECQs certified by OPM, the candidate development program must be an official one that OPM recognizes. So FEMA's Pinnacle program is not a CDP. Even though it may have some components of a CDP, it is not considered a formal CDP program. Likewise, DoD has a program, I think it's called the Leadership Development Program or whatever, I can't remember the name. That program, even though you have to write a full set of ECQs and those ECQs are reviewed, that program is not an official program. Likewise, Executive Women in Government, where you'll write ECQs. The Asian American Government Employees Association, or whatever it's called, has a program that looks like, smells like, and acts like a CDP, but at the end of the day, it hasn't been officially approved by OPM. And so those ECQs are not pre-approved. So I'm not saying don't apply for any of those programs. Just know ahead of time that you're going into it for the exposure, for the experience, etc. But your ECQs are not pre-approved.